want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score?
I am Moses Peter, welcoming you to news at 9 p.m. on Som TV. This broadcast is coming to you live from Jalingo. This is the pulse of the nation. We bring only the stories that matter. Stay connected with us on Facebook at Som TV and YouTube at Som TV Live. Here are tonight's major headlines. Association of Retired Direct Regular Corps 3 of the Nigerian Army donates mobility aid to wounded soldiers at 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna. Amnesty International raises concerns over northern Nigeria education system following mass school closures. Oxfam Nigeria mobilizes 15.5 billion naira in local climate financing and promotes climate-smart livelihoods. On international news, mass shooting at family gathering in Stockton, California, leaves 4 dead and 10 injured. Business news. Lagos State Governor reduces price of Lagos rice from 64,000 naira to 57,000 naira per bag, as reports say cash held outside banks in Nigeria surges by 181.7 billion naira in October 2025. On entertainment news, Guinness Nigeria official headline sponsor of 2025 Calabar Carnival, while MTV to shut down international music channels by end of 2025. Sport news, Lionel Messi sets new all-time football record with 405 career assists, while Bayelsa United seek 3rd consecutive home victory against Katsina United in Nigeria Premier Football League. Now the news in full. In a show of support, the Association of Retired Direct Regular Corps 3 of the Nigerian Army donated mobility aids, including wheelchairs and crutches, to wounded soldiers at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna. Furthermore, Corps President, retired Brigadier General Jeremiah Faransa, during their 2nd annual reunion, noted that the donation aims to aid recovery, boost morale, and recognize soldiers' sacrifices for national security.
Presenting the kit to the Chief Medical Director of the hospital, the President of the Association, Brigadier General Jeremiah Aliyu Faransa, retired, said the gesture is to encourage them even while they are still recovering from their various degrees of injury.
Here we have a lot of our colleagues who had made a lot of sacrifice, who are heroes that were wounded, and we decided as an association, what do we do to create impact, to show love, care for the wounded.
Responding, the Chief Medical Director of 44 Reference Hospital, Kaduna, Brigadier General Godwin Ogo, appreciated the gesture of the retired officers, saying that the kits will go a long way in mitigating the challenges of the wounded soldiers.
The Chief of Army Staff was here yesterday himself. I privileged to see the officers and men who are on that mission. He told us the story of how he was here for 3 months with a bullet wound to the leg, to the chest. He stayed here for like 3 months in this same hospital.
Also speaking, the new president of the Retired Army Direct Regular Course 3, Brigadier General Sikiru Adebola Mati, said the mobility kits were donated to boost the morale of the wounded soldiers, calling on them to consider their situation as a sacrifice to the nation building.
They will now marshal out our plan on the way forward for our station.
Highlights of the event is the presentation of gifts to some retired officers of the Direct Regular Course 3. Aminu
Federal University Ukari in Taraba State has held its combined 8th and 9th convocation ceremony, attracting top dignitaries from across the country, including representatives of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The event also featured the award of honorary doctorate degrees and recognition of outstanding academic achievers. Some TV correspondent has the details.
It was a historic gathering at the Federal University Ukari as the institution hosted its 8th and 9th combined convocation on Saturday, November 29, 2025. The event drew national attention with dignitaries, traditional rulers, government officials, and family filling the convocation arena to capacity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was represented by the Vice Chancellor of Modibo Adamawa University, Yola. The First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu was represented by the First Lady of Taraba State, Mrs. Agin Kefas. Also present were representatives of the governors of Taraba and Adamawa State, the Akuka of Ukari, the Chief of Takum, and the Gara of Donga. Speaking at the event, Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Jude Samani Rabo, appealed for the passage of the Federal University Ukari Establishment Bills.
Today, we have gathered to celebrate a significant milestone, not just in the lives of graduating students, but also in the life of the university. It is indeed a thing of joy to note that our young university is already holding the 8th and 9th convocation ceremony. It is heartwarming to see Federal University Ukari gain steady growth in the expansion of academic programs, in infrastructural developments, in the population of staff and students, and in the quality of academic achievements. No wonder the university continues to record a large number of applications from diverse places in the country for academic programs. The university has in the same vein attracted several special interventions from different agencies of the government. Our university is going to become the center of excellence in the entire Northeast Nigeria.
He highlighted key challenges facing the institution, urging the National Assembly to complete amendments on the University Establishment Bills for presidential asset. He also called for the completion of the long-abandoned Ibi Bridge and improved accommodation for students and staff. 3 distinguished Nigerians received honorary doctorate degree during the ceremony. The First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu was honored and also announced a 50 million endowment fund to reward the best graduating female student annually. Other honors include Chief Dr. Bulus Meyake.
Anything you're doing, you must put your people first. I least expected that people were studying me when I was doing this thing. I was not doing it deliberately because of this award, but because I have the love of my people at heart, and anything I get from the fathers, I ensure that I bring it back home.
The university also recognized outstanding academic performance for the 2022/2023 section. Innocent Jude Ike, who graduated with a CGPA of 4.92 in mathematics, emerged as the best graduating student. For the 2023/2024 section, Ajunwa Blessing Ojo and Onyema Peace Chuwendu both tied with a CGPA of 4.75 in total. The university awarded degrees to thousands of graduates, including 18 PhD holders, 241 master's graduates, 17 PGD recipients, and over 2,000 bachelor's degrees graduates. The Vice Chancellor also commended Governor Agbu Kefas of Taraba State for supporting the institution through land donation, equipment, welfare items, and sponsorship of the convocation ceremony.
I congratulate parents, guardians, and sponsors for assisting the graduating students to achieve their dreams. Your sacrifices and belief in education as a key to national development have yielded positive outcomes. We are here to share in your joy.
With increasing student numbers and growing national attention, the university says it remains committed to expanding academic excellence while urging government support to meet its rising infrastructural needs. Lilian Yakubu reporting from Federal University Ukari. It was a
The Federal University Ukari has honored a prominent public servant and philanthropist, Bulus Meyaki, with an honorary doctorate of letters. The award was presented during the institution's combined 8th and 9th convocation ceremony. Some TV correspondents complete the report. The atmosphere at the Federal University Ukari was vibrant yesterday as distinguished public servant and director of procurement at the National Rural Electrification Agency, Bulus Meyaki, received an honorary doctorate for his outstanding humanitarian and community service across Taraba State. According to the university, Meyaki's recognition stems from years of impactful service, including the empowerment of over 1,000 widows, major solar electrification projects in Donga and Chinkai, and educational support for hundreds of school children. Meyaki, who also holds the traditional title of Makaman Donga, said he never expected his efforts to be formally acknowledged.
I least expected that people were studying me when I was doing this thing. I was not doing it deliberately because of this award, but because I have the love of my people at heart.
The event attracted dignitaries, traditional rulers, and community leaders, who all described the honor as timely and well-deserved. Later in the evening, a grand reception was held at the Palm Signature Lodge in Ukari, where Meyaki received further commendations for his service to humanity. Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project filed a lawsuit against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas for allegedly failing to account for 18.6 billion naira allocated to the National Assembly Service Commission office complex. The suit filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja seeks disclosure of project documents, contractors, and fund utilization following revelations in the 2022 Auditor General's report. Similarly, Amnesty International has raised concerns over northern Nigeria's education system after 20,468 schools were closed across 7 states due to mass kidnappings, including over 300 pupils and teachers in Niger State. Director Isa Sanusi explained that repeated adoptions since 2014 highlight persistent security failures, forcing schools to close indefinitely. Consequently, the organization urged government intervention, investigations, and enhanced protection to prevent children, particularly girls, from being denied education. In addition, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa praised soldiers combating Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other armed groups while hosting Rear Admiral Abdullahi Mustafa in Akure. He acknowledged the troops' bravery in preventing attacks under difficult conditions. Meanwhile, the naval chief highlighted maritime security measures protecting vital assets as the governor pledged continued support and called on citizens to celebrate the sacrifices of armed forces personnel. Furthermore, Oxfam Nigeria reported that its 5-year climate justice programs mobilized 15.5 billion naira in local climate financing and promoted climate-smart livelihoods, including beekeeping, briquette production, and tree planting. Country Director John Makina highlighted achievements such as clean cooking stoves, climate legislation, journalist training, and civic engagement. However, partners urged Nigerians to sustain the progress as donor funding winds down, ensuring lasting environmental impact. Additionally, more than 50 journalists in Delta State participated in a 3-day solution journalism seminar in Asaba, organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists. Chapel Chairman Ifeanyi Olanye noted that the program equips reporters with ethical, developmental, and real-time reporting skills. NUJ State Chairman Churchill Oyowe and guest lecturer Raphael Obasiohia stressed evidence-based reporting that highlights workable solutions, keeping journalists relevant in a rapidly changing media landscape. Moreover, the National Examination Council accredited select schools in Burkina Faso to host SSCE and BECE exams, expanding international centers. Spokesman Aziz Sani explained that the approval followed assessment of facilities, security, and academic records. In addition, Nigeria's ambassador MD Galadima welcomed the decision, noting it will ease financial and safety burdens on families abroad. NECO emphasized that the expansion reinforces its position as a leading African examination authority. Concurrently, Katsina State announced plans to clear 20 billion naira in outstanding gratuity arrears as part of broader pension reforms. Pension Committee Chairman Dr. Farouk Aminu said Governor Diko Rada will release funds following verification after earlier disbursement of 23 billion naira for past arrears. Furthermore, the 2025 pension reform law introduces a dual contributory model to ensure timely and sustainable benefits, aiming to restore confidence in the state's pension system. In Ogun State, authorities warned property owners encroaching on highways to remove illegal structures by January 31, 2026. Commissioner Tunji Odunlami noted that unapproved buildings endanger safety and deface major corridors, including Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Additionally, a 3-month amnesty offers 50% penalty reduction for undocumented structures. Owners who fail to regularize permits will face sanctions, while authorities aim to restore urban planning standards and improve safety along critical transport routes. The Nigerian Air Force destroyed ISWAP terror cells in Katsina and repelled insurgent attacks in Borno under Operation Fasan Yaman and Operation Hadinkai. Air Commodore Ehime Edudame explained that precision airstrikes targeted camps, logistics hubs, and fleeing insurgents. Consequently, integrated air-ground operations protected civilians, disrupted enemy networks, and prevented regrouping, demonstrating NAV's commitment to securing northwest and northeast Nigeria against terrorism and insurgency. Additionally, the Nigerian Army rescued 12 teenage girls adopted by Boko Haram and ISWAP in Musan District, Askira, Uba, LGA, Borno State. Kidnapped on November 23rd while farming, the girls aged 15 to 20 were recovered through a swift intelligence-led operation under Operation Hadinkai. They are now receiving medical, psychological care and debriefing at a secure facility. The Army commended troops, informants, and stakeholders, urging communities to continue supporting anti-terrorism efforts in southern Borno. Furthermore, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike announced plans to integrate private operators into Abuja bus terminals while initially deploying government vehicles. While praising the Central Business District terminal's quality, he expressed frustration over delays and unauthorized cost variations on the 15-kilometer Pai Gumani Road project. Wike warned that officials responsible for irregularities would face sanctions, emphasizing accountability and timely delivery, while improving transport infrastructure through public-private collaboration. In Rivers State, the police arrested 2 suspected carjackers, Abubakar Abdusalam, 43, and Shagari Shehu, 35, linked to vehicle theft in Port Harcourt and neighboring states. Officers recovered a white Toyota Hilux and an ash-colored Toyota Corolla with fake plates. Under investigation for additional theft, the suspects were apprehended following reliable intelligence. Police Commissioner Olugbenga Adepoju commended the operatives and urged public cooperation to combat crime and enhance community safety in the state. Additionally, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria under President Muhammad Magaji pledged to strengthen food production and national food security. Speaking at his inauguration alongside the newly elected 27-member National Executive Council, Magaji urged farmers to support the government's agricultural agenda. Plans include expanding youth participation, providing modern tools, training and investment opportunities, and establishing state-level structures to amplify farmers' voices nationwide, enhancing productivity and resilience. Moreover, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has disbursed 140.9 billion naira to 788,947 beneficiaries since May 2024, covering tuition, institutional, and upkeep fees. With over 1.19 million applications received, the fund plans to extend support to vocational and skills acquisition programs, aligning with President Tinubu's inclusive human capital agenda. NEL Fund emphasizes balancing academic and technical competence to strengthen education and enhance employability across Nigeria. Meanwhile, troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army killed 4 armed militia and recovered weapons in Usmanu Village, Karim Lamido LGA, Taraba State, following clashes over land disputes. The operation seized 3 Dane guns, a fabricated AK-47 ammunition, and motorcycles. A police officer aiding the militia was arrested. Brigadier General Kingsley Uwa commended troops and called for community cooperation to sustain security and ensure lasting peace in the region. In celebration of 70 years of women in the Nigeria Police Force, Jigawa State Police held a free medical outreach and anti-SBGV walk in Dutse, led by ACP Dr. Adebayo Oladeselu. Residents received medical care, counseling, and medication. Female officers led the awareness walk, promoting gender inclusion, community health, and public safety, highlighting women's expanded role in policing, SGBV, prevention, and national security since their integration into the force in 1955. Meanwhile, the PDP dismissed former Jigawa Governor Sule Lamido's demand to dissolve the National Working Committee and appoint a caretaker leadership. National Publicity Secretary Ini Ememobong cited conflict with party constitution and ongoing court cases. Lamido's ultimatum followed disputes over the Ibadan Convention. Ememobong noted that reconciliation depends on the willingness of all parties to engage honestly, respect legal directives, and uphold party procedures to maintain unity. Furthermore, the Nigerian Medical Association has begun preparing its defense in the 50 billion naira lawsuit filed by imprisoned IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu alleges the NMA submitted a false medical report while he was in the Department of State Services custody, denying proper care and influencing court decisions. He seeks damages, a retraction, and an independent medical examination. The case will proceed once the NMA formally responds in court. In addition, Cross River State approved 500 small businesses to access SMEDAN, Sterling Bank's single-digit interest loans reinforcing SMEs. Beneficiaries underwent enterprise training and verification with loans at 5% interest on a 2 to 3 year revolving plan. Governor Basi Otu also sponsored 1,000 free Corporate Affairs Commission certificates, formalizing more enterprises. The initiative aims to stimulate economic growth, strengthen SMEs, and enhance entrepreneurship across the state. Meanwhile, the International Peace and Secure Society cautioned against forming an unauthorized Hizbah group in Kano State, reportedly linked to former Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. IPSS described the development as alarming and unacceptable, warning that parallel religious policing could threaten peace, divide authority, and destabilize security. The organization emphasized that Kano already has a legally recognized Hizbah board, and enforcement powers remain constitutionally reserved for the government under the governor's coordination. Similarly, Sokoto police arrested 3 suspected members of the notorious Seymalam cult, including principal suspect Usman Shaibu, during an anti-kidnapping unit operation. The cult reportedly engages in witchcraft, ritual violence, and youth recruitment via a WhatsApp platform called Red Chamber. Police assured the public of continued action, urged parents to monitor children's social media activity, and called for community cooperation, while ongoing efforts target other cult members. In Kogi State, Governor Usman Ododo granted automatic employment to top graduates of Confluence University of Science and Technology, or SARA. At the university's maiden convocation, he commended staff and students for resilience, assured robust security, and encouraged enhancing the university's global reputation. Outstanding graduates received cash awards, while the Vice-Chancellor highlighted Costex growth, now offering 56 national universities commission-approved programs to over 5,000 students. Furthermore, Fund a Cause and the Nigeria Cancer Society launched the Shield for Cancer campaign to raise 100 million naira for mobile cancer screening vans across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones, targeting underserved rural communities with limited access to early detection and treatment. The initiative uses System-Specs secure digital fundraising platform. A multi-stakeholder committee oversees the campaign, inviting Nigeria's philanthropists and private sectors to support early cancer detection and improve healthcare outcomes nationwide. Finally, Kebbi State Government, partnering with the World Assembly of Muslim Youth and the Nasara Foundation, initiated a 5-day medical outreach targeting 5,000 beneficiaries with free surgeries, treatments, and eyeglasses. The state funded half the cost, while the World Assembly of Muslim Youth, operating as a United Nations non-governmental organization, provided medical services. Over 1,000 surgeries and 3,000 treatments were conducted, benefiting thousands of residents across all local areas. We are going on a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The news continues when we come back.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app, for services, endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient.
Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Welcome back. We are glad you are still there with us. On international news, a mass shooting at a family gathering in Stockton, California left 4 people dead and 10 injured on Saturday night. Authorities described the incident as targeted, occurring inside a banquet hall just before 6 p.m. Victims ranged from juveniles to adults and were taken to local hospitals. No suspect has been identified and investigators are examining all possibilities. California Governor Gavin Newsom has been briefed while the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office urges anyone with information or footage to come forward. The shooting adds to 504 mass shootings recorded in the U.S. so far this year. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, facing long-running corruption trials, has submitted a pardon request, citing national divisions and the strain on Israel. Supported by some coalition members but criticized by opposition leaders who argue only the guilty seek pardons, Netanyahu's move follows a 6-year legal battle over alleged luxury gifts and media influence. President Isaac Herzog has acknowledged the request and will consider it carefully amid debate over justice and political stability. On business news, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reduced the price of Lagos rice from 64,000 to 57,000 naira per bag. Farmers associations praised the move, predicting further price drops ahead of Christmas. They emphasized that locally produced rice offers better quality, safety, and nutrition compared to imported rice. Associations urge ongoing government support to boost production, ensuring stable prices and meeting rising demand during the festive season. Cash held outside banks in Nigeria surged by 181.7 billion naira in October 2025, reaching 4.646 trillion naira, driven by higher consumer spending and informal sector activity. Currency in circulation rose to 5.058 trillion naira, with 91.9% outside the banking system. The trend poses challenges for monetary policy, liquidity management, and inflation control. Despite easing the monetary policy rate to 27%, the CBN maintains cautious policy, citing sustained price stability and macroeconomic gains as essential for growth. On entertainment news, Guinness Nigeria is the official headline sponsor of the 2025 Calabar Carnival, running from November 30th, 2025 to January 1st, 2026. The brand promises 30 days of cultural celebration, entertainment, and immersive experiences, culminating in the Guinness Shine Party on December 25th. Guinness aims to highlight African creativity, heritage, and self-expression, elevating the carnival under the themed Traces of Time and creating unforgettable moments for attendees from Nigeria and beyond. MTV, the iconic music channel that debuted in 1981 with Video Killed the Radio Star, will shut down its international music channels by the end of 2025. Owned by Paramount, Skydance, MTV Music, MTV Hits, and its 80s and 90s music programming will cease in the UK, France, Germany, Poland, Australia, and Brazil, marking the end of an era for traditional music TV. The closure reflects declining viewership as audiences shift to streaming platforms like YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok, while MTV increasingly pivoted toward reality programming over the past decade. On sport news, Lionel Messi has set a new all-time football record with 405 career assists after setting up Matteo Silvetti in Inter Miami's 5-1 MLS Cup semi-final win over New York City. The 38-year-old Argentine surpasses Ferenc Puskás and now leads in combined goal contributions with 896 goals and 405 assists, further cementing his legacy as one of football's greatest players. Inter Miami will face Vancouver in the MLS Cup final on December 6. Bayelsa United aim to extend their 4-match unbeaten run when they host Katsina United at the Samson Siasia Stadium in a key Nigeria Premier Football League Match Day 15 clash. Under coach Meremu Okara, the Prosperity Boys have shown growing confidence and balance between attack and defense. Katsina United, known for strong defensive organization and quick counter-attacks, will test Bayelsa's focus. Previous encounters between the sides have been closely contested, with draws in both the last league meetings. With home support expected to be strong, Bayelsa United will seek a third consecutive home victory to consolidate their league position. That is where we draw the curtain this evening. I am Moses Peter and wishing you the very best.
$280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT.